already. He's off Mufasa, he off the... I can't use him for the fantasy no more because my friend is off. So I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lady Crab. It's like there's a new couple in Hollywood. Aaron Pierre, Teyana. Teyana.
Hey everyone, welcome to Poplinks, where every story has spice and every star has a secret. Teyana Taylor sat in her car, completely frozen. Her hands gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white, while her phone buzzed endlessly on the seat next to her. She didn't even glance at it. Her face was damp with tears, her eyes red and glassy from crying. Just earlier that day, things felt normal, well, as normal as life could be after everything she had been through. But now, everything had flipped upside down. Her entire world was crashing down, and the pain came from the last person she ever expected, Aaron Pierre. Earlier that morning, she had done the usual school run, dropping her daughter off with a kiss and a smile. As she pulled into her driveway, she noticed a large envelope stuffed into the gate. She assumed it was something routine, maybe paperwork from her divorce with Aaron. She didn't rush to open it. It sat untouched on the kitchen counter while she made herself tea, trying to steal a few quiet moments of peace. But that peace didn't last long. Once she finally opened the envelope, her heart sank. Her hands began to tremble as she read the contents. The words blurred through her tears, but there was no denying it. Aaron had filed for joint custody of her daughter. Not his child. Hers. Her blood ran cold. She sat there stunned, flipping through the pages, hoping it was some mistake or a cruel prank. But it wasn't. It was real. He had gone behind her back and filed legal papers without saying a single word to her. No conversation, no warning. Just betrayal. Shaking, she grabbed her phone and tried to call him. Voicemail. Again. And again. Each time her desperation grew. She finally left a message, her voice barely holding together. Aaron, what is this? Why would you do this to me? To her? Please call me. But deep inside, she knew he wasn't going to explain himself. This wasn't an accident, it was planned. Thought out. And that realization broke her heart. She had trusted Aaron. After everything with Aaron, the lies, the cheating, the emotional wounds, she had sworn she would never let someone in so easily again. But Aaron had been patient. Kind. Gentle. He didn't rush anything. He showed up. Especially for her daughter. She could still see the way he'd try to braid her daughter's hair, awkward but sweet. He'd help with homework, show up for school events, bring her favorite snacks when she had a rough day. Her little girl adored him, and had even started calling him Uncle Aaron. That nickname used to warm Taya's heart. She thought she had finally found someone who respected their space and wasn't trying to take over, just be part of it. But things had shifted. He began offering opinions on everything. At first, it was subtle. Comments about bedtime routines, school choices, how much screen time the little one had. Then those opinions turned into criticisms. He started second-guessing her as a mother. And then came the moment that still echoed in her head. Our little girl's growing up fast, he said one evening, casually, while watching her daughter play. Taya froze. Our? She had asked, laughing nervously. He kissed her forehead and said, you know what I mean. But she didn't. Not really. And now she knew exactly what he meant. That phrase haunted her as she sat in her car, feeling the betrayal crash over her. How could she have missed the signs? And it didn't stop there. News of the custody filing leaked online within hours. Blogs picked it up, spinning wild headlines. Actor Aaron Pierre seeks custody of Teyana Taylor's daughter. Hollywood star steps up as father figure. The paparazzi were already circling her home, and she hadn't even caught her breath yet. Her phone rang again, this time it was her mother. "Taya, what is going on? Did you really let this man get close enough to try and take your child?" Her voice was a mix of concern and disappointment. Taya couldn't answer. She just sobbed. Her mother's voice cracked, too. "You need to fight, baby. Don't let this happen." Then, to make things worse, Iman called. They hadn't spoken much lately. Things were still strained between them. But once he heard the news, his reaction was instant and furious. "You let some guy file for custody of my daughter," he shouted. "I didn't let anything happen," she yelled back. "He did this behind my back." There was a pause. Then a frustrated sigh. "I'm coming over." More conflict was the last thing she needed. But she couldn't deny he had a right to be upset. This wasn't just about her anymore. It was about their child. That night, after finally putting her daughter to bed, Taya sat alone in the living room, overwhelmed. Her daughter was sleeping peacefully, unaware of the chaos happening outside her bedroom. Taya wiped her face, trying to stay strong. All she had ever wanted was to keep her daughter safe, to give her a calm, loving home. And now, the man she thought she could trust was threatening that peace. When Aaron finally responded, it wasn't a phone call. It was a cold, emotionless text message. "We'll let the courts decide." Taya nearly threw the phone. The same man who once comforted her through sleepless nights was now treating her like an opponent. A legal threat. She remembered the first time she cried in his arms, how he whispered that she was safe. And now, that same man was trying to take her child like she didn't matter. The next morning, her lawyer showed up early. He looked serious. "This isn't going to be easy," he warned, "but we are going to fight. And we are going to win." He doesn't have a leg to stand on. Even with that reassurance, the pain lingered. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't just about legal battles. It was about losing someone she trusted with the most important part of her life, and realizing that trust had been misplaced. And that's a hurt that no courtroom ruling can fix. She quietly shared a photo on Instagram, no words, no explanation. It was black and white, showing just her hand gently holding her daughter's. That was it. But the reaction came fast. Support poured in. People commented, "Stay strong, Queen. He was never the right one. Protect your peace and your child." But not everyone was kind. Some accused her of being overdramatic, saying she was keeping a loving man away from the child he cared for. That hurt. But what cut deeper was knowing Aaron probably thought he was doing the right thing. He had convinced himself that he had the right to her child. Soon, Aaron started showing up in public more often. The paparazzi snapped photos of him walking confidently out of his lawyer's office. When asked by reporters if he planned to fight for custody, he simply said, "I'll do what's best for the child." Taya felt sick. How dare he? How could he stand there, calm and collected, acting like she was the problem? At home, her daughter began to notice something wasn't right. "Why are you sad, Mommy?" she asked one night. Taya didn't have the words. How do you tell your child that someone they trust is trying to tear their life apart? The days blurred into weeks. Court hearings were set. Lawyers started preparing their arguments. Even her friends were picking sides. Her entire life became one long, exhausting legal battle. And Aaron. He showed no emotion. Not once. Even when they were face to face at a mediation meeting. He sat down, looked straight ahead, and said flatly, "I just want what's stable for her." Taya couldn't stay quiet anymore. She snapped. She had stability, until you wrecked it. The room went silent. The mediator looked uncomfortable, shifting in his seat. Aaron didn't respond. He just stared at her like he didn't even know who she was anymore. Or maybe he didn't recognize himself. On the drive home, Taya's hands trembled around the steering wheel. Her chest was tight, but it wasn't fear this time. It was anger. Deep, burning anger. The kind that builds after months of staying quiet. After being made to feel crazy. When she walked into her home, the strong face she'd been wearing fell apart. She collapsed onto the couch, hugged her knees, and cried, not from weakness, but from release. Every tear carried frustration she'd swallowed for far too long. Then, something shifted. She picked up her phone, hit record, and looked directly into the camera. Not for attention. Not for sympathy. For herself. "I let someone in," she said, her voice shaking. "I trusted him. I believed in what we had. And now he's using that against me. That's not love. That's control." Her voice cracked, but she didn't stop. "I'm done explaining myself. I'm done letting others twist my story. I won't be painted as unstable because I refuse to stay silent." She ended the recording. Maybe she'd post it one day. Maybe not. But tonight, speaking her truth was enough. Her fight wasn't finished, but this was the moment she stopped just surviving. From here on, she was standing strong. For herself. For her daughter. And that made her powerful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next headline, only at Poplinks.